Yo, what's up guys? Devin with Ready Responder Fitness. Today we're talking about shoes. I want to talk about how to pick out a sneaker that doesn't only look great, but it also fits and forms properly too. I got two sneakers with me today. I got the Reebok Nano 10s and I got Vans EXOs. So we're going to break down some ideas as far as how to test them out for fit, form, and function, but also just see how they feel on the foot. So as first responders, we're often on our feet for extended periods of time. This doesn't just apply to boots when you're on the job, but also to your athletic shoe. If you're going to be spending a lot of time in a sneaker, be it training or running or just your day-to-day get to and from work, it's important that they fit properly. But what is fitting properly? First step is just figuring out the purpose of the shoe. What are they for? Are you going to be doing distance runs? Are you going to be looking to get a 1 rep max snatch or deadlift in the sneaker? Is it just to get to and from work? And this is going to change up considerably the type of shoe you're looking for, and there's a couple different ways to determine that. First is, are there any special needs when it comes to the sneaker? Now for me in particular, I have a wider foot with lower arches, so I tend to need a bigger toe box or the front of where the toes go in the sneaker, and that's one of the considerations for me. If you're able to, what I would recommend is seek the help of a professional, be it a podiatrist or a foot doctor, or if you could go into a specialty running shoe store, they often have the ability to analyze things like your gait, stride analysis, foot size. They'll do this by taking a look of you walking or running on a treadmill and just giving you an analysis of what type of sneaker you should be looking for and if there's any specific concerns for your type of foot. If you don't have access to that technology, if you can't get it out of the house, like today for the pandemic or any other reason, then there's a couple of quick tests that I'm going to show you today that I'll use. I just brought these two new sneakers and I'm going to check them both out using these tests just to see if they're good for me. All right, quick test number one. We're starting out with the Vans Ultra Range EXO, and heel test is going to be test number one. We're testing the heel. We're going to do this by squeezing back here, above where the sole of the sneaker is, right at the base of where your foot would go. And you're just giving it a quick pinch to see how much it collapses, what type of support there is. Now the Ultra Range EXO is made for like day-to-day adventures. You can bring it pretty much anywhere, walking, running, but it is not necessarily a running sneaker or an athletic sneaker fully by design when it comes to competing. So you can see this when you grab the heel, there's a little bit of collapse. It's a fabric-based shoe, so it squeezes pretty easily. It's a little bit mushy, but it does give some support. Heel test when it comes to the Nano 10s, same biz. You're going to grab right here, give it a quick pinch. Way firmer, way less collapse. Again, because this is based for high-intensity interval training or a CrossFit style sneaker. And you can even tell when you look at this purple design, this little rib here, it's like a heel cup that is designed to reinforce that area and make sure that your heel gets a little additional support. Quick test number two, we're looking to bend and rotate the sneaker. So we're looking for stability from the heel to the toe or lengthwise in the shoe. So we're gonna, first, like I said, we're gonna bend the sneaker, pushing up from the toe to the heel, and we're looking to see where on the sneaker that bends. Is it up here by the toe box where your foot naturally gets that little bit of arch and bend, or is it smack dab in the middle of the sole? It should initiate way up here like it is, which is good, and not down here like that. Basically you want some sort of reinforcing the sole, but it shouldn't be completely immobile down here like some dress sneakers have dress shoes have a shank in the middle. Again, just looking to see where and how much give you need to get to make that sort of bend in the sneaker. Now going to the Reebok 10s, same business. Pressing up, clearly seeing initiating. You got to press a lot harder on this sneaker because again, they are tougher built for CrossFit and high intensity interval training. So when you're pressing down there, you can see the bend initiates here, and you really got to give it a lot of press to get anything in the midsole on that. So something to keep in mind with the bending. The rotating, same deal. Grab the heel, grab the toes, and you're looking to see how much rotation. This is a torsional test or a torsion test. And you're basically seeing if your foot pronates or supinates when you run, how much support are you going to get side to side, and how the sole of the sneaker is going to react on the ground at that time. So you can see this one's pretty easy to move. It's a little bit rubbery on the sole. and the fabric upper makes it pretty easy to twist and bout. When it comes to the Nanos, a little bit harder, but it definitely gives a little free range. You could tell by the design of the bottom that it does get some twist, and that's good when it comes to not only this reacting on the ground, if you think about like a trail run or something like that, but also how your foot naturally moves. I feel like this is a better design for me when it comes to CrossFit training, but I could definitely see those being like walking on cushions when it comes to a day-to-day walkabout. Again, keep the purpose of the sneaker in mind while you're picking these out. Test number 3, we're talking about upper stability. So stability when it comes to this sneaker in the upper. You could tell just looking at them if they have a low top, mid top, or high top. So this is closer to a high top, this is closer to a mid top. Vans slip-on sneaker would be like a low top example. But when we're talking about testing these out for upper stability, I call it the pancake test. Essentially, you're gonna take one hand out like so under the sneaker, one hand on top. You're gonna pancake them together, and you're just gonna move left, move right to see how much motion is in that sneaker and how much support you're gonna get, not only from the sidewalls, but also from the sole. So that way, when you're stepping down on your sneaker, you can see, relatively speaking, how it's gonna react, how much give, and how much support you're gonna get from the shoe itself. Pancake test on the Reebok Nano 10. Boom, left and right. Just trying to get an idea of the size up. Way more heel stability, but you can see there's some free range of motion in the front. When it's laced up against your foot, that's good because it'll basically react the same way that your foot does. You'll get some natural movement, but still some solid support. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of both sneakers. Final test, trying them on, and we're gonna see how they look and how they actually feel. They can respond as well as they want during the first 3 tests I showed you, but it's really important that you're not only happy with how they look, but also how they feel on your feet. So that's what we're gonna do right now, the fun stuff, slipping them on and trying them out. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you enjoyed this process on how I pick out a good athletic sneaker based on my foot, and I hope it helps guide you to making the right decision in your purchasing behavior. If you enjoyed this at all, please like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. I hope to be putting out content like this in the future, and stay safe, guys. Stay ready. Peace.